Antonio trolling a roll. Good to see my most brutal and unbeatable followers here. To start things off, next thing someone on sound will be showing up. Alright, anyway, seriously guys, welcome. Good to see Morales and trolling a roll. I expect to see Asterbait. I think maybe sometimes Friday he's not here. Always Asterbait is there welcoming me to the stream when we start. I'm about 2 minutes late. Usually on time. I'm pretty good about it. But welcome to our Friday stream. Yasterbait. Yeah. He would be Yasterbait. Pretty easy to be Yasterbait, actually. It's not difficult. Alright, guys. So, I'm going to find an innocent victim for just a quick warm-up here before I start playing Troll. Obviously, Morales has to wait. Unless he has to run or something. Can we get like somebody who's 1700 or something? Who's not playing 8+0? I don't really want to play 8+0, guys. Can we just get like a 5+0 against someone who's not 1200? It's really like nobody's using the lobby. I guess just everybody does quick pairing now. Practically no games here at all. I haven't played since I don't know when, so I wanted to get warmed up. Morales is too tough. Troll is brutal. Chess Knight 60 again? I can't join a tournament. It's like rated and I'm not even awake yet. We'll play this guy. I just need to remember how the pieces move a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can beat him in under 1 minute. 1900 probably now. Yeah, better not to play knight c3. c3, knight c6. I'm happy to see that. I like the Tarash. American Airlines. 90 games you didn't fit the formula. Welcome, guys. Guys and girls. Don't give up hope. International Master William Pascal, guys. We're streaming every Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. European time, evenings, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. Early stream, what? I'm actually late. You're here for the early stream. I was actually 2 minutes late today, Mr. Bob. I wanted to beat this guy in like 1 minute. He plays the semi-Tarash, like the most solid opening known to man. That's not happening. This is tough, dude. If you play a really strong opponent who plays this for black, you better be studying dentistry. Alright, so rook b1. I don't know anything about the theory. This is Suba's move. I never played this line before. What do you do about that? Oh, does he drop a pawn here? Well, yeah, I mean, it is. It is kind of useful, isn't it? That is kind of useful. So Mihai, he's going to trap my rook on b7. AA 1000 with 90 games. He calmly played. He's not going to trap my rook on b7. That's how awake I am. Like, I'm not even aware that I'm attacking his bishop on d7. I was scared my rook... You see? He thought the same thing I did. Isn't that weird? We had the same hallucination. Like, oh, I trapped your rook. But your bishop's hanging. Damn, dude. What a game. I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Wow, this is insane. What an intense and perfect game by me. What's my centerpawn loss here? Rook b1. Excellent move. So I remember analysis by Grandmaster Suba. I think he said Like Zuckerman played bishop f6 or something. That's the best move. It's not clear what the best move is. Bishop d7, definitely not a good novelty. Weakening the b7 pawn, so that when he does this, what's his best move here? He does like bishop takes c5, losing his central pawn. He can choose like which way he wants to lose a pawn here. That's amazing. I'm a genius. Thanks, Mihai. So Morales trolling a roll, MK poke. All right. Maybe we can beat Morales if we have white. I gotta mix it up though. What happens if I play e4? He's expecting the Budapest. I've been allowing the Budapest every game, but I'm white. You play the French, right? I haven't played a French against him in ages. He's almost pre-moving. That's how intensely he wants to play this game. Murder Hornets. So, whatever. Check. 84. I guess I just play bishop e2 or something. So I would just recapture later when the time is right, or do I take right away? Shopping around, Bob? For your future chess mate? Okay, so I had this position probably with black before. If rook e8, he weakens the f7 square. h3, there's no time now. Incredibly fast, this Morales guy. Look at this. Oh, he's got no games again. He's up to 2033. I think that's a record. 2004. What is your highest, Morales? Your highest achieved rating? Before he was like under 2000. That was really painful losing to him there. But he just got it up over 2000 to make me feel better. Yeah, that's weird, Bob. I'm not sure that it was taken in context. Maybe she used a bad Google Translate. Did you ever think about that? Maybe her Google Translate, it's pretty bad. Like when people like make posts in Hungarian, like my wife and stuff, and I'll look at it on Facebook, and they'll have Google Translate it. I don't know why. Just occasionally it automatically translates stuff in Hungarian. It's awful. Like it's nowhere near what people are trying to say. Maybe somehow it got convoluted by Google Translate. I don't know. Well, I guess we played Queen D3. Maybe I should have played that originally. I should have played Queen D3 in the first place. No, I can play G4. I mean, it's obviously entailing some risk, but it's probably the correct move, actually. Didn't even think about sacrificing a piece. This may be theory, actually. Oh, no. Yeah, you might want to adhere to the requirements of the stream. I can't play people less than 100 games, and also I have a certain time controls that I play. I'm playing 5-3 through 7+3, but also I asked that everybody has 100 rated games, so maybe you want to challenge me with your other account. All right. Let's see. 94. Queen F3. I play with increment. I mean, approximately 10 minutes would probably be fair, but I have to change my complete way of playing if I play non-increment games. Yeah. All right. Knight d6. It's a completely different style of chess if you're playing without increment. It becomes entirely about... Maybe she's Tushar? You think it's Tushar? Tushar got his green card and moved to the United States. Okay, we're better here, but it's not easy. The temptation of playing this move was high. You and a lot of singles here as well. I don't know why anybody... I don't know that it's better life. I don't really think like life is better in the United States than Europe. It's just like different. There's this mystique. Everything's too expensive. I don't know. I think my quality of life is probably better here. For the money than in the United States. Well, Chonro, right? I know where you are. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, I can only compare from where I've lived. I haven't lived in like Tibet or Siberia. Okay, what's up here? Maybe bishop e4. Damn. Budapest was great until the coronavirus hit. I don't like being locked down anywhere. I've been here so long. I mean, I had a stream going from the United States when I was over there, but I was over there to take care of stuff. I never really like moved back to the United States. I was there for specific tasks, and sometimes I would just visit in the summer for a month or two, but I was never living in the United States since forever, like going back to... I haven't been living in the United States since 2004, really. We got all of our pieces maximized. All of our pizzas. Maximized pizzas. How can we win this? Well, I mean, there's no way he's going to defend this, ultimately, right? He does have 97, actually. It's got to be a better move. It's a French exchange with c4, but it also transposed to various things. The Petrov, the Queen's Gambit accepted. It's like 3 different openings at the same time. I hate the French, and I'm certainly not going to play you know, a fast blitz player, some kind of closed, torturous. I guess h4 is to be considered. Is this going to be good enough? Oh. Okay. Still not finished yet. Probably I'm winning, but I'm running out of time. He's got the insane time posse. Wasn't it better for him to play it the other way? To go with rook f6? How is he so fast, even from a bad position? It's like unbelievable. Crazy with the time. Damn, dude. Seconds. And he's trying to flag me. Like, I don't do that getting mated and trying to flag people. That is hard to do. So this is theory. I don't remember the line. So knight d7 is bad. Okay. Rook e8 check looks good, but it weakens f7. So he's actually supposed to play like knight c6 here, which I think I've played myself. This is weird. Looks like I played the best. I was wondering if he would sack a piece here. I don't think it's sound. Anyway. We actually played a good game. Make it tough. Morales. Alright. Is the rook check what? No, he should go rook f6, right? I guess. Originally. I didn't see a forced win here. I mean, maybe I can just let him have the g4 pawn. The rook's protected, so I can do like rook h1 check, king g7, queen h2. And if queen g4, I didn't see this during the game, but now I realize that looks pretty bad. This is protected, which is kind of important. Maybe that's pretty much over. I mean, this was my intention to play like f3, probably. Yeah, but in retrospect, I wonder, can I just do this? What's wrong with this? Why doesn't this work? Oh, he has queen h5, of course. Queen h5 is going to cause complications. Yeah, you actually got outplayed in the opening. I actually knew it better than you, to some degree. That's never happens. He's slightly there's a small chance he can lose with black. With white, Morales is like unbeatable. He was basically anticipating me playing the white side of the Budapest Gambit, so he's been booking up on the Budapest, but not really thinking about like e4. So I stuck him with e4 today, and he wasn't really ready. And he played that hokey knight d7 move, not being like fully prepared here. He forgot his line. I mean, this kind of seems logical, but yeah, I knew this much. I played the black side of this against someone unsound out of a Danish gambit. You know, you can actually get this out of the Danish. E4, E5, D4. Well, how does he play it? Like D4, pawn takes pawn. Knight F3. What would be C3, right? C3, D5. ED5, knight F6. CD, knight takes d5, blah blah blah. We can transpose, right? It's not quite the same because my knight's on d5 there. You play, you know, you're playing this around the d5 square. The position is different. You're taking on c4. This is recommended by like a lot of books as like black's best line here. But it looks like it's better than you think, you know, for white. I had this problem when I prepared for someone on sound. That's why there's some regulars. Mises, who plays this all the time. This Latvian guy, who I met, he plays this variation constantly, or used to. So anyway, one way to get an open position, Larry Christensen, I would think he would play this with white. All right, so we got challenges, Troll in a Roll. Who's a subscriber? Troll in a Roll. How many subscriber challenges do we have? Tomas. Just those two? Is Healthmaster a subscriber? No. Okay, Troll in a Roll and Tomas. We'll take the subscribers first. What about M Pokey? M Pokey's not a sub. Troll in a Roll is Chess 960. I hate Chess 960. But a long time ago, I said I was willing to play Chess 960, so now I have to accept my fate. I am not going to let you take over the center, okay? I'm going to have pawns in the center. We've got to get some central pawn. First, I'm going to play this. That's okay. But I'm going to play like E4 or D4 early. Commit some central space. Tomas, I should say in Hungarian. He's like not Hungarian, but it's a European pronunciation. So Tomas, stopping e4, circumventing my e4 with a rook move. Okay, we're going to play d4. I got to get some center. It's weird like living in Europe and pronouncing names differently. My whole life I lived in the United States. Anyone who's Thomas was Thomas. And now I have to change. Got to get used to living in Europe. So knight f6. But it's easy for me to adjust to that because everyone here is Tomas is a very common name in Hungary as well. All right, d4, knight f6. It's like a Dutch. It's a Dutch with the queens on a1. That's always the worst, getting those queens in the game. That's not easy. Oh, it's not the worst. The worst is when you have a knight on h1. Actually, clearly the worst. I'm happy you decided to play the Dutch, Troll. I feel like, yeah, a4, a5 is not a bad plan. Probably anyway, actually. So I think that we'll see that, you know, for sure. I would imagine just in like the normal Leningrad Dutch, even with just a rook on a1, you could see that. Yeah, let's do it. Queens are going to try to creep out up here, like so. I mean, obviously you can play queen a2, but it's likely to get hit by a bishop. It looks like a3 might be safer. Also more places to go. Now, I'm not sure it's a good move. It's a little bit like Troll, actually. A4 doesn't hurt me, but doesn't it remind you guys when you're a little kid and you learn how to play chess and you can play like rook? You know, raise your hand if you did like a4, rook, a3 when you first learned how to play chess, right? a4, rook, a3, and then drag the rook across in the middle of the board for your first like 3 moves. I mean, it's the most tempting plan, right? And I mean, is it really better? Is this really that much better? Like, the queen's a little bit more, it can defend itself better than a rook, but it's also worth more. So it's worth more to chase it around. More of a worthwhile, you know, investment. I'm not sure I want to bring my queen out quite so early. There's no bishop on the f1 diagonal, but the queen can still get hit. I won a castle kingside. It's a Leningrad Dutch. You know, I just realized there's something for him here that makes interesting sense. I mean, my niece is new to this, so I think playing the Ware opening at Anderson's Creepy Crawly. WJ Loof. I forgot what the Ware opening was. Ware Rabbit. The Were Rabbit. The Curse of the Were Rabbit. But, yeah, never do that. No, I remember in high school, we had like a chess club. One of my best friends, who was like a sport buff, didn't really play much chess. He was a smart guy, but of course, he came to chess club busting the a4, rook a3 maneuver on everybody, you know, thinking that he was smart. That's knight e4. You're not down with development. That knight needs to go. How to get rid of it, though? I mean, I'd have to play knight d2. Look at this. Troll is just evil. I really have to accept the fact that's my king on d1, because it hasn't sunk in yet that my king is on d1. Troll is like an expert chess 960 player. He's guilty of rating manipulation. Even our score he manipulated. You think it's like accidental that it's 99-9? He's manipulated his ratings to 1566, 1566, 1555. He's even manipulated the score. Because he just liked the sound of 99-9. No, I don't know. You're trying to do the Morales maneuver. See, this is the thing I was really hoping he wouldn't find. Because the temptation is to play g6 and open your bishop on the long diagonal. So he did find bishop h5. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I have some interesting resources here. interesting race horses. First of all, we have to ask ourselves, should we move the f3 knight and try to play f3? He's trying to mate me on e2. I mean, there is knight e2, but it looks slow. Knight f4 looks like a good idea. Famous last words. Of course, I could get hit by g5, revenge pawn, but just a bad joke. Sorry, Bob. Somebody's got to make that handle now. I think of all the good things by accident. That's my next handle for lichess. Revenge pawn. Revenge Ponda. Bishop f7 back. Now, you were supposed to leave the roped off area with that bishop. Now you're back to f7. But you have won a pawn there. Sure. If you say so. So materialistic. I'm going to go for it. We got to go for it. Nobody liked my joke. It's terrible. I liked it. You didn't even get it? Revenge pawn? Come on. The revenge pawn would be coming to g5. But the thing is, I would play bishop takes f3 troll and e takes f and hit your knight with tempo. So it's not so easy to just win a pawn, as you say. Yeah, it was a weird play on revenge pawn. Of course it was. What do you think? Revenge pawn. Of course it is. That's the whole point. No one got it, even Bob. I have to laugh at my own jokes. Of course, pawn does black and white. Guys are picking up on all the themes now. Plays on words. b4 g5. Oh no. I thought he would react. He didn't react. Okay, so what do I do? Do I go out here or do I go out here? If the revenge pawn comes to get me. Well, zebra, you know, Jonathan Rosen wrote the book Chess for Zebras. So we had to come up with a new animal, you know. I don't want to be stealing his marketing concept. Zen Chess, what's up? I tried to send you a message. I had another player make a donation to the stream that didn't go through, so I wanted you to double check, but I think you probably already did. To make that donation a couple months ago. I've been having trouble with Streamlabs donations. It's acting up. Happened again. The donation didn't go through. I have no idea why, and when I try to look it up, I get like Google links for 2018 and stuff. What's up, man? So Castle's Dalmatians. Chess Dalmatian. He's playing so patiently here. Damn, Queen h6. Okay, part of the plan was to play f3. I just remembered. Now I'm threatening knight d7. Yeah, just make sure you actually like sent money, because DK guy did too. There's something wrong with when people try to send a donation. on Streamlabs with a credit card. That's happened twice now. Just sort of evaporates. I think it doesn't know where to send the money or something. Not good though. I've never had trouble with PayPal before. Alright, Queen D6. I need a place to put my bishop. Queen D6 is an awkward square. It blocks a lot of your pieces. I'm threatening bishop E4. He's just trying to protect E7. This didn't go well for black. The blowfish is not here, of course. Master Fugu. Pony. So bishop H5, no good. Engine actually likes my play in this game. It's like my best chess 960 game in ages. Actually played correctly. Troll is like his old self again, losing on time on move 11. Nice job, man. Good to have you back. The old Troll. I've got a challenge from... Who else was a subscriber? There was another player who was a subscriber. What do you mean they have a chess 960 engine? It's just an engine. It's a normal engine. Engine is engine. I am the engine. But anyway, who was our... Oh, Thrinson. Okay. I don't know. We might allow a second chess 960 just for Zen chess. If you guys make a donation, it's easier if it's a PayPal donation. Looks like credit cards are kind of sketchy right now. I've had two $10 donations go missing through Streamlabs. It's actually not Streamlabs though. I mean, it should just go directly to PayPal. And I don't know. Anybody else? Nobody else is here streaming or using Streamlabs, but anybody else had trouble? Something like that? All right. So I'm white. I'm going to start playing chess now. C4. Guys, appreciate the support though, Zen Chess. Even if you didn't get to send me $10, it's the thought that counts. That's the important thing, guys. I think what they do is they send a donation, then they cancel it. Then they're like, oh, I don't know what happened to it. Right, Zen Chess? You sent me a donation, then you canceled it, and you got the... I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's not what it is. Alright, mainline floor makiness variation. People were doing that with tips for like Uber drivers and stuff for delivery food. They would, this is happening in America somewhere. They would write like on their order that they would give this huge tip, so the drivers would come out really, really fast. Then they would like cancel their tip at the last minute. So these guys got like nothing after rushing out for this delivery. It's really bad that you can like take back your tip or whatever. E5 knight G8. You just subbed and sent $20 directly through PayPal. You just did that? I hope you don't think I'm seriously accusing you of taking back your donation. I was just kidding. But Zen Chess, thanks, man. Very generous. Wow. Seriously? I still have to figure out what's going on though, because nobody's donations should go missing. I don't know. Okay, this is a really cool variation. We had this variation against Murwa last week, I think. Did I get my $1,200 stimulus package? I live in Budapest because I'm not a state taxpayer in the United States. My address is Budapest. So the last time I got a check from the IRS, it arrived like a year late. I'm not really holding my breath. It's not clear if it was the American government or like the Hungarian government like took it to do some investigation or something. But I got the check like 12 days after it expired. So I'm a little bit worried about my stimulus check. Like, it's probably going to be really late to begin with, and then it would be like kidnapped by the Hungarian government for like 6 months, stuffed back in an envelope, put back together with like tape, and sent to me after it's like no good anymore. I'm really going to be able to use my stimulus check. All right, we'll try bishop f4. I should like have direct deposit, but I'm paranoid. The IRS will like siphon my bank account or something. Oh, we made a mistake. Sorry, all your money's been taken to the treasury. You could take it up with Steve Mnuchin. Yeah, but I'm totally paranoid. Maybe I should. I'll ask my tax guy. A6. So last time something weird happened. Oh, you know, it wasn't Marwa. It was the player that shall not be named. One of our lost boys. He's left to the dark side. Had a game with me where he allowed knight b5. He's gone over to the dark side. One of those people. Yeah, Tomas Dranson didn't allow that. So we had a game against somebody who shall remain unnamed, where I played bishop g3, I guess, and then they played knight f6 and allowed knight b5. Maybe that was it. Or some move that allowed knight b5, and you're stopping knight b5. That has to be right, actually. Though the main line may be f6. I haven't studied this variation since like I have the old series of Encyclopedia Chess Openings. I'm in Hungary, so I can pass on the savings to the consumer. Curiosity. I was joking that with Ray Robson. He was streaming earlier. He stopped by last week. Everybody asked the same question. I live in, a Central European country, so I can charge less for chess lessons and pass the savings on to you. Suffering for your sake. Yeah, Ray was here last week. You miss all the good stuff, Jim. But he has good taste, apparently. Yeah, we're just going to be down a pawn here, but we have compensation. This variation was discussed in the 1986 World Championship. Karpov-Kasparov, which was very influential for me, that match. I guess it was 86, wasn't it? It's every 4 years? Is it like the presidential election? Garry Kasparov is here. Well, again, I don't hate the individuals, just the website. I mean, hate is a strong word. But, like, I like Hikaru, and I like, and Ray seems cool. And, I mean, people stream over there, and whatever, Especially in the time of coronavirus. We have to be accepting of our brethren. I have to learn to be a little more accepting. Hikaru is your idol. That's why you play b3? Because of him? I think we had this discussion before. Hikaru has strange opening choices. Yeah, you tell him to stop playing the Queen's Gambit Decline, because it's out of control already. Alright. He's not going to listen to me. Maybe he'll listen to you. What have I done? I was like, oh, this is great. We disrupt his center. But I don't know. It's all nice, but I don't see anything special here for white. Well, I mean, that's the problem with streaming bullet chess, Zen chess. I mean, I'm sure if Hikaru took the time to play like longer games, maybe he would be able to. Maybe he would be able to, impart more wisdom than take, mate. I mean, the culture for online chess training is too oriented toward brainless, quick moves, right? Even if he's a genius, it's going to be difficult to be very deep in that format. But I mean, his strength is tactics, obviously. That's how he talks. He also draws a lot of arrows very fast. It's funny. I watched him a little bit, but not much. I don't watch anybody because I don't have time. My dad used to say I don't have time to go to the bathroom. It's how I feel now. I'm the family money earner. I'm trapped in a room 23 hours a day, making chess money. Lichess has headbands. I want to create a parody YouTube channel, Antony. I wore a blonde wig in one segment of the stream yesterday. I got to create like an alter ego or something. I'm not sure how good it was. We got to perfect it, but have a little more fun here. Black is playing this too well. Alter Igor. It's a good one. I like the Alter Igor idea. That's cool. I have a very bad fake Russian accent. I wanted to like use a voice that sounds different than the Panda because I have a tendency to try to copy him. I'm not very good with voices, and unless I'm drunk, then I do a really good fake British accent. But only a select number of people have ever witnessed that. Panda. Yeah, Panda. But the joke about Panda isn't just that he's black and white. See, the thing is, I don't know how it is like in Greece, but in America, obviously it's panda, like panda bear, okay? When I moved to Hungary, like one of the many words that I learned is the difference in pronunciation of the word panda. What is panda in English is panda in Hungarian. So it fits perfectly, He's a panda. That doesn't help me, man. When you write it like that, here is panda. It's still, you can say it how you want. I can't tell your pronunciation by Panda. I guess it's phonetic. Ponderosa. Is it the same as the Hungarian or the American in Greek? I'm tempted to take with a rook here. I could take with the bishop to stop that move. Okay, he's got to be careful, actually. He's playing for a draw. Pawn up. Welcome to the Ponderosa. I never got any compensation for my stupid Panda. He's good. We haven't played before. I didn't realize that. For some reason I thought we had one game before. But I'm getting very concerned by this. should play like bishop e7 or something. Does it matter? Whoa. Now I'm getting concerned. Okay. Is it good to loosen these pawns up? Doesn't really help me, actually. So I can get the king in there. But there's a lot. It's a lot of pawns on dark squares. You can get in the white squares. Change the dynamic here a little bit. Base of my pawn chain is protected. That's good. No, that's not happening. Clearly, an exchange of bishops is not happening. The pony. Pony is just a joke. What am I doing here? All right. What am I doing here? Seriously. Don't say stuff like that. You're jinxing me, Zen Chess. White is dominating here. Jinx master. Anyone crushing me today? How do you define crushing? Crushing gorillas. Free membership. You should try. I never got any compensation for my stupid Ponda. I sacked the Ponda in the opening, and I still haven't gotten it back. It's like a steel trap. Hungarian crows. Crows are coming. I tricked him. He tricked himself. How's my king position? Did it to himself. It's like that Radiohead song. Alright, so objectively, where did we leave book or whatever? Spassky versus Igor. Hi, my name is Igor, and I live in Southern California. Bishop g3. a6. So bishop e2 is a novelty here? Wow. Seems strange that it's never been played before. Okay, h4 makes sense. I like that move. It's nice and aggressive. Punishing the knight on g6. On a different day, I probably would have played h4. It feels more in keeping with the position. We definitely want to be more aggressive here. Bishop e2 was kind of passive. Queen a4 is like a tricky move, trying to play knight b5. But I haven't sort of looked at this since forever. h4 is the best move, it looks like. Ironically, putting the bishop on d3 might be better than e2. Anyway, good to know. Thank us. It was a good game. Black was better. He was pawn up. Pawn to up. I don't have enough compensation, so I'm just kind of groveling for a draw after the opening here. I would have taken a draw, obviously. I'm a pawn down, but I don't think I was ever fully lost. It's probably just enough compensation for a draw. Tricked himself. Knight d8 was a bad move. Alright guys, let's move on. Health Master. Stefano, Zen Chess. We got a couple more subscribers. Zen Chess, did you seriously make a donation? Is it on Streamlabs? Or did you straight up make a donation too? You didn't want to tempt fate. We'll take your knight sooner or later. Technically, Streamlabs should be PayPal too, but if I don't get it, that's not good. I appreciate it. Okay, so it's not a streaming donation. They work, by the way, if you make a donation via Streamlabs, like someone on Sound, Mr. Coffee, some other people, it can show up in the Streamlabs. You just have to click on PayPal, not credit card. But the credit card ones seem to be vanishing. Not good. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I'm playing the Najdorf. Why am I playing the Najdorf? It just came over me. Like, I think I'll play the Najdorf. Maybe because of Zen Chess, he plays the Najdorf. He made me play the Najdorf. This is for you. E6 going to Scheveningen. I had a game with, I showed it on the stream a couple years ago with big Eddie Gufeld. Like E6, H3, like a delayed Kyrgyz attack. That was horrifying. I almost lost. And then I even had a win at one point years ago. Gufeld was like a renowned Sicilian player. Wasn't very well liked though. Kind of obnoxious guy. Alright, Bishop G2. So this is Najdorf, Dragendorf. The Dragendorf. Queen C7 not recommended here. And it's going to be difficult to develop my queen side, come to think of it. How about if I sacked an exchange? Knight C6, Knight C6, BC6. Now you've got E5, takes. Queen takes queen, king takes queen, bishop takes C6. Rook B8. Probably best to castle first and then worry about it. I guess I can... I guess I could consider bishop D7. Yeah, Ponda's siphoning off my PayPal donations via Streamlabs. He is getting to be kind of chubby. A little too much bamboo. Bamboo alcohol. Keep getting these weird packages in the mail from China. And he's getting a lot of racial discrimination since the whole thing started. The other animals are accusing him of starting the virus pandemic. The European animals. Just not right. Alright, so g5. You know, I'm going to put my knight on h5 and hope for the best. Hope for the best, that's all we can do. At least it stops any sort of h-pawn advances. This actually looks like something Blobix would play with white. The gorilla versus the panda. Ponderilla. Well, I was going to do a stream where just the panda streams. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, I have knight f4 here, but it just drops a piece, I guess. That would make it less interesting. Do I want to let him take on h5? Yeah, actually, Antonia, it's a cool idea. I don't know if I could keep it up, you know. I mean, you really... You mean you don't think the panda's real? What are you saying? Next thing you know, Antony, the spoiler of the world, is going to tell us that Santa Claus doesn't exist. And there's no Easter Bunny. It's unbelievable. Should we chat ban him for this? Alright, bishop f3. Easter was my favorite holiday when I was a little kid for some reason. I really like the Easter Bunny concept. Goes back to my family name heritage. Paschal means Easter in Latin, so I guess it was just genetic. Bishop f3, yes. Originally I was going to let you take on h5, but I wonder if I should do that. Let's see, knight d4, bishop d4, bishop d4, queen d4, knight f4, and then eventually his kingside starts coming through. I don't know about this idea, but I'm running out of time. Second guessing my original plan. You know, Blade is better now after this. I don't want to see a knight coming to f5. I feel like I'm playing Blobix. He loves this big weakness on c4. How do I get a knight there? For example, knight e5, bishop h5, pawn h5, knight f5. Okay, you can't do that. Knight e5, bishop h5, g8, queen e2. Or castles. He can't allow knight f3. What am I talking about? Yeah, queen e2. Yeah, knight e5. I thought about that too, Zen Chess. Knight e5, bishop h5, knight c4. And I don't really know why I gave up on that variation. I guess I thought my knight on e3 was trapped, but it's not. How would it work? Bishop h5, knight c4. Now where does he go? Queen e2, knight e3. I guess I just didn't work it out far enough. That was probably my best move, but Stefanos decided to play bishop h5, which was totally unexpected. It's a strange decision. I'm not sure it's bad for white, but I'm not sure it's good for white. You have what? Queen things? That's not a big deal. Now where does he put his king in this position? Knight d5, bishop c6. Better sacrifice a piece with knight f6 or something. Maybe knight f4. You have to play knight d5, bishop c6, knight f4. Go for it. We better find some other means of counterplay. I'm a sad kid. I found out Santa does not exist. What? All right, we better time him out. He thinks that Santa doesn't exist. That's not right, dude. You know that's not true. This lie has been handed down from generations and generations and propagated by people like Antoni. It's just not right to claim such things. I promise I'm not going to play bishop takes knight. I'm not interested in that. That's dangerous. Yeah, I saw Santa too. He comes down the chimney every Christmas. I don't understand how he fits, but he's definitely real. Rook d1, interesting move. I played, ironically, this against Big Eddie in another game where I crushed him like a dog. It's not often you get to play Queen e8 in the black side of the Sicilian. A very pleasing aesthetic move. Something special about that. I don't want to trade bishops. Maybe I'm going to regret this. Blobix is having an influence on my black play now. Playing e5. I guess I need to think about this. Highly dubious what I just did there. Wow. You have to take on d6. I thought he had to take on d6. This is crazy, though. It's still completely unclear. I'm not sure. I guess it's equal. It looks about equal. He's done a good job playing with his king on e1. Wait, what's wrong with this move? Not clear. Whoa. That's subtle. You're not castling. I hope you know that. Oh my gosh. Damn it. Are you serious? What if you played f5 there? Epic game. What if you play f5? Is it still not a draw? Here? I mean f4. Still winning for me. Okay. I wasn't sure for a second. This position, I didn't have time to really think about it. Amazingly, I'm still winning. Wow. Yeah, but I wonder about the opening when I made that horrible decision to play knight takes d4. Wow, unbelievably, this was actually reached, this position in the game. That's crazy. Some randoms I've never heard of. I wonder if that's a real game or correspondence. Bulgarian Championship 2018. 95 is the best move. And after bishop h5, Zenchess suggested knight c4. That was played. So this was key, but it isn't good, according to the engine. This isn't good. Queen e3, g takes h5, and my concern is the f5 square. That's what the dude did. He played knight f5 right away. Maybe that's not the best. That's a mistake. 2 knights versus 2 bishops. My king side is mangled. Interesting. So what did I do? I did knight takes d4. This is also not that good. But he should just simply take back. You know, in this position, I was going to play, but I don't love it. Apparently I have knight g7 also. It's pretty ugly though. I mean, white is better here. Now he's got h4, h5. Knight f4 might end up just losing time, because I don't have time to play e5. Whatever. Yeah, this isn't really good. So the computer suggests knight e5, bishop h5, just taking back. So what's the big deal? Like, queen e2. Black's okay here, as opposed to that Bulgarian game. Only if he plays rook c8 somehow. Interesting. So black has to be like super accurate and then still has some advantage after 95. Maybe not. Okay, interesting game. 12 challenges, guys. Whoa, where are all these people coming from? Nefedov. Friday's popular. Let's get some viewers. How are you guys challenging me without viewing the stream? Come on. We got tons of challenges. No more challenges, guys. I'm only going to be able to play like half these games. Zen Chess and Nefidab are subscribers. Sorry for the rest of you guys. I'm not even supposed to take the subscribers first. But Zen Chess donated, man. He donated $20 to the stream. So we got to play him. We got to play him first. It's the day off. Oh, Victory Day. Yeah, Blobix. My dad was there in 1945. Zen Chess. I'm first. Yeah, my dad was in Paris. What do we got here? E4. We want to occupy the center with pawns. I'm not going to be hyper modern. And I'm not going to be hyper modern in the chess 960. That leads to bad results, dude. Victory of the French army. Yeah, my dad was a medic, and he was there for the liberation of Paris. I don't know if he was there for. I don't think he was there for. Later. E4, B5. What do we got? Bishop E7. Pressuring our center. Support said center. Not a lot of World War II veterans left. I had like the oldest dad in the world. People don't believe me when I said he was in World War II. They're like, you're not that old. That's impossible. But now H5. Zen Chess. Learning from my prophecies. I'm constantly promoting this idea of playing H5. It looks like a cool move here, though. He's trading like a wing pawn for the central pawn. That's a good idea. Definitely sound. He likes B5 and H5. Not really traditional type moves. I knew I should have played F3. All right. I'm like 60. Get out of here. Let's ban that guy. Yeah, well, most people his age who had children, their children are like 60. That's true. Yeah, like most people who have parents like my dad's age are like 20 years older than me. I probably have some secret brother or sister I don't know about who's like 60 now. H5. What are we doing? H4, H3. If you say I'm 60, I'm gonna ban you from the stream permanently. Even 50 is pretty brutal. I look like I'm 39. I am 39. What if we take the pawn, man? I don't know. Either way, it's bad. You let the pawn go or you take. We're losing control of the center. I'm going to take it. We've got to have a center. I can't tell, DK guy, then I'll reveal my true age. I'm 39. We've got to occupy the center. Chess 960 seems to be on the anniversary of Victory Day. We're talking about occupation. But occupying the center seems very important in Chess 960 for some reason. Then you don't need to ask. You can't trust the FIDE website. those corrupt chess politicians. You think they know my real age? You have Bob do an investigation. I just lied about my age. Well, the USCF probably bases it on FIDE. I don't think like I ever had to. I don't think you have to like give your age to the U.S. Chess Federation when you sign up. Any listing of age that they put up is like illegal, and they're borrowing from FIDE. I'll sue them. Okay, I'm not Susan Polgar. I'm not going to sue the USCF. That's not something I want to do. It is a nonprofit organization. I'm not into suing nonprofit organizations, benefit children and stuff. If B2 just loses in that ending, yeah, you get trapped, of course. Your Panda was in Paris in 44. Your Panda dated your grandma. That's kind of creepy. But I think, it's lost in Google Translate. Something Blavik just said must have been lost in the Google Translate. He must have typed it in French or something. Because I'm not understanding. Alright. B3, F6. Oh, the Panda was in Paris in 1944. I didn't understand. I can't read. You dated your grandma. I understand. Yeah, my dad liked French women. We could be related. F6. I don't think he spent a lot of time in Paris, though. He has stories about like hiding from tanks in the basements of buildings and stuff. Really good war stories. F6. Yeah, USCF, I was thinking that too, on another topic. What Coach Ah just said. I don't hate USCF as much as FIDE. But they don't seem, well, they're corrupt too, but in a more naive way. I feel sorry for the U.S. Chess Federation, sort of. They never did anything to help me, almost, but they must be in trouble with the global shutdown, no tournaments. Here we go. We're in trouble now. Maybe I should play Queen B2. Queen B2 is ugly, dude, but at least my queen is safe there. Queen A3, I'm asking for trouble. I'm not 48 years old. That's not true. See, your information is totally wrong already. You're just like reading like chessdb.com or one of these. It's already fake news. No revealing my real age either. It's considered a spoiler, and we don't do that here. Okay, he's threatening bishop takes g2. I'm 38. Yeah, I'm 38. I was wrong. I'm not 39, 38. But I'm not 48 either. You guys will never get it right. Queen b7. You can't trust what you read on the internet. When will you guys learn that? Lied about my age to FIDE. This Zen chess guy. Why don't I play knight c5? What's wrong with this? Hungarian birds. The birdies are chirping. OMG. My rook is unprotected. How about castling? Gunchess is like a genius. He has 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Seriously? He donated to support the stream today. So I'm going to take my loss graciously. The last time I lost over the board game, I didn't take it too well. I've only done this maybe like 3 times, but I like took the score sheet and tore it up in little pieces and dropped it in the trash can. I'm not a good influence on the younger generation. All right. My queen is trapped. What am I doing? I knew the queen was trapped and I saw it and I did it anyway. I have to play queen b2. I saw bishop c6 and then forgot about it. Nice. Nice game. Have we ever played chess 960 before Ascend Chess? I mean, that's a pretty impressive game. Is b5 the #1 move for black here? b6, actually. Attacking the pawn. No, Stockfish likes b5 the best. It's hovering between the two. So h5 has been played already. But these are all games from lichess. So I should have played d3. I was concerned this pawn would come down and maybe like play h3, but actually I could just take it if he goes h3. I made a bad judgment there. I thought forever. Oi peshti, KSA. This is some sort of Hungarian. 1775. From Budapest. That's where I play, my team plays. No, actually, that's Buda. Oh, Buda. Oi Pest. Alright, so h5. Yeah, this is a great game by black. Yeah, well, that happened. It happened right after Pelosi did it, and it had a deep impact on me, actually. It's really funny that you say that, but it was this guy who I hate, and it was such a stupid loss. It was like, I lost because I refused to draw when I had a repetition of position, and I just hated the guy so much I couldn't like accept a draw. He's like the most irritating player I've ever played, and he like has all these insane mannerisms that make it impossible to concentrate when you play him. And finally, like, I got low on time, and I literally, like, he makes it impossible to be able to sit at the board and to even look at the board. He's constantly moving around and stuff. So I couldn't concentrate, and finally, like, when I reached that position, I just lost my mind. I didn't want to draw. I had already had a draw with him, like, once, like, a month ago or 2 months ago, and I just went berserk, and just, the only game I've lost, like, in the last 3 months, I was just like literally forced to take a draw. I had sacked 2 pawns to try to beat him, and I had a better king position, rook on the 7th, and like an ending. But I'm 2 pawns down, and I'm just like, I just ran out of things to do. I have to take a draw by repetition. Instead, like in my time pressure, I just like did something else and just lost immediately. I just took the score sheet and like ripped it up and threw it in the trash. It was ridiculous. Like, he had no winning chances the whole game. And, it just, I had to take a draw. And I gave him like 10 rating points or something. I was so pissed. I have no one to blame but myself. But the guy, if it wasn't for the fact that he was like the most irritating player I've ever played in my life, like, I wouldn't be so angry about it. It was the second time I had to play him recently, and the first time he drove me nuts too. But the second time, it was disaster. No, I'm not a boomer. Anonymous. Maybe. Anonymous. Are you the same Anonymous as before? Or you're an artificial Anonymous? This is a great game by Black. Okay, this is stupid though. Castles was risky, but I got distracted. Like, I knew I had to play Queen B2. It's your fault, guys. But Black's better here. He's definitely better. Bishop E3 check, King H1. That was weird though. I don't know what got into me. Like, obviously I saw my queen was getting trapped, and then I just made the move anyway. It sort of reminds me of how I lost to that guy. I just went ahead and did it anyway. Like, you're going to lose. This guy is literally the most irritating player I've ever played. I've played like over 2,000 games. Like, seriously. Do you know how many players I've played? And a lot of them are annoying, but you can tolerate it. But this particular guy, if you're in time pressure, he's literally, I've told about the story like before, but he's literally like moving constantly in your line of vision. He's either like adjusting something on the tabletop, or moving his hands, or standing up, sitting down, picking up his, I don't know, valise, or moving something else, getting a drink, eating something, I don't know. It was like nonstop. He just does irritating behaviors like 24/7 while it's your move, and he plays really fast, so it's always your move, and then he's just doing stuff to like irritate you. It was unbelievable, and on the surface the guy acts like he's a really nice guy, but there's no way that he doesn't realize what he's doing. It's just like, it's impossible to concentrate. I think he does it on purpose. And it's not like a nervous habit, because when it's his move, he's totally concentrated. He doesn't move. He's absolutely still. But he doesn't think for that long. He'll think for like maybe like 30 seconds a move. Make his move. He never has really long thinks of like minutes and minutes. He'll just think for like 30 seconds, be completely still, not even move a muscle. And then when it's your turn, it's this total like charade of like all these like mannerisms and movements and stuff. And I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to concentrate with watching my clock go down to like 2 minutes, and he's just like moving. And it's literally, I played like 2,500 games. I mean, I would have gone crazy a long time ago if everything bothered me. I'm kind of sensitive, but mostly I can tune things out. But this was like, it's impossible to concentrate like playing the guy. You literally, like, your only chance to like get up from the board, walk around, and think about your move like somewhere else. I was pissed. All right, now we're just going to take a couple more challenges. I've got an hour, more or less. I won't reveal his name on the stream. He's a Hungarian. I'm surprised he's not an FM, because he was definitely like around 2,300 max. Almost all the Hungarian players he's probably a boomer. All the Hungarian players who got to around 2,300 like got FM title. This guy didn't though, but he's definitely been around 2,300. But I don't know. It's just, I pissed me off so bad. That's literally the only game I've lost like this year. But it's so, ridiculous when you lose a position where you never had any losing chances like the whole game, and you just like give the guy the game for no reason whatsoever. I had to take a draw. It wasn't that bad. I would lose I would have lost like 4 rating points or something. It's not that big of a deal. And I just became like totally irrational. I was close to winning, but it just wasn't enough. Can I just blast black here with a pawn sack? He's really taking some liberties. I mean, I think maybe knight a5 is forced. I've looked at lines like this. I'm not sure you should play c takes d4. I was considering playing something very similar. Knight a5 right away. Interesting, attacking the c pawn. I mean, I can't make my opponent disappear, but physical like mannerisms are hard to tune out when it's right in your line of vision. You know, like eating at the board and stuff like that. You know, looking at me or something is no problem. You just don't have to look at them. I don't like it. But if they're like putting their feet under my chair or physically touching me or just moving in my line of vision, it's just really hard to concentrate. But I think he's doing it on purpose. It's just too weird that it only happens when it's your time and he's like perfectly still on his time. Once he sees that it's bothering me, he just starts doing it more. Zencha said, what? The worst is when you got some paranoid dad who wants to get involved in your game. Dude, I've had a lot of situations. I mean, there's a lot of Hungarian juniors that are really strong. Like Victor Erdosh's dad. I really like Victor. He's a great guy. But his dad was like, when we played, I remember one time his dad came and he was like staring at me, giving me these like dirty looks constantly. Like, dude. Yeah, chess parents are the worst. That's why I hate like teaching kids, because of their parents. You know? But anyway, a lot of the parents have no clue about like etiquette and stuff. They know nothing about like chess. I mean, it's fine for the ones that have played themselves and stuff. They're usually a little bit more understanding. But man, some of the chess parents are really ignorant. M. Pokey. The fake coughing players and the ones that adjust the pieces on your clock. Well, I mean, you know, if there's adjusting pieces on my clock, it's like a blatant blatant rule you can probably take to the arbiter. Repeated draw offers and stuff like that. When Volokhin camped his feet under my chair, I complained to the arbiter. But the other stuff is harder to really deal with. You know, this vague stuff. Shuffling and moving like in my line of vision. I can't really like go to the arbiter and like be complaining about that. Like, how am I going to prove he's doing it? Maybe I could try. At that point I decided it was just upsetting me too much. I'm not going to like complain to the arbiter. I'm just going to try to ignore it. I tried to ignore it, but it was like eventually affecting my play. The first game I almost lost, actually, because of it. Then the second time I actually did. I don't trust this variation for black. I could have played rook e7. Do you guys like that? It didn't occur to me till now. Oh, I had just d6. Oh no. Spoiler alert. I'm too distracted. Well, he's just giving me the pawn. That's fine. Yeah, sacking the exchange or d6, of course. Just thinking about this is like traumatic. It's traumatic for me. All right, bishop g2. White's just totally winning here. But he has that knight g4 threat. Rook e8 is probably his best move. And I can't force a trade of queens. I can play maybe bishop g2. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here. He comes back to f5. I can't keep control of the file. I mean, objectively, I'm winning, but it's like a very minor concession. Now he would have knight h5 even. This actually helps him, having the queen to a more centralized square. When you're in a tournament game and some guy wants to stand right behind me to the side, there was a spectator who's kind of autistic at the rapid tournament I played in. And he's been around in Budapest for like years. And like he stands like right next to you and starts like rocking back and forth like that while he's watching your game. He's like professional chess spectator. And I gave him kind of a dirty look like when he stood next to me, because it's very distracting. And he like went and complained to the arbiter that I gave him a dirty look. I was like, and then the arbiter comes to me, he's like, did you give a dirty look to, you know, to Sabolch or whatever his name is? And I was like, I don't know. I looked at him because he was standing next to me. He was bothering me. He was like rocking back and forth. It's nothing personal, you know. Yeah, I mean, someone that's sad this year. Define dirty look. Like, I wish you dropped dead. Like right now. The arbiter like totally put me on the spot. I've never been like, I was sort of shocked. I'd never been accused of giving a dirty look to a spectator at a chess tournament before. I didn't really know how to react. I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe. He can file a lawsuit if he wants to. I'm trying to concentrate. I have very little time left. And the guy's like rocking back and forth. And I'm in trouble for giving him a dirty look. Are you kidding me? Like, I think the guy gets a hard time for people because he's autistic or whatever. You know, I wasn't trying to discriminate against him. It just was really bothering me. He's actually had some weird episodes. I'm not sure he's autistic. He has some emotional problem, maybe. I don't know. He had episodes where he basically like freaked out and started ranting or something. Maybe he's not autistic. Maybe he's just emotionally unstable. But anyway, I think the arbiter like was like real protective of him. But come on, I mean, I'm trying to concentrate in this really insanely complicated position. And the spectator next to me is just like rocking back and forth. I'm very, very vulnerable psychologically. Robust. Do you consider a robust psychological player? Am I? I am not, you know. Once I lost the Limbit Old because he like used some kind of voodoo on me. Walter Brown was like that too. He was so powerful, like he has this like energy coming off of him. But Old was the worst. I felt this like aura coming off of him. Then he like committed suicide like 2 weeks later. Should we play for mate? Oh, that's mate. That's beautiful. So it was a Estonian grandmaster. He was extremely strong, like top 50 in the world. This was back in the early 2000s, maybe like around 2000. I don't remember when it happened. It was even earlier. It might have been like 1999. I don't remember exactly. The guy was like 2650 grandmaster, and he had this like insane way of like looking at you. But I heard other people say there was something really odd about him. But it's not clear if he was like pushed or jumped out of a building. But it was very strange that it happened right after I had this experience with him. You know, I like sat down to play him, and he like put me in some sort of trance, and I lost in like 15 moves with white. It was some kind of weird psychological voodoo hacks, and that was it. I just like wanted to resign. I'm normally like a fairly confident person, but something that Ole did. Walter Brown just had this incredible nervous intensity, which is different. He's like vibrating because he had like 3 cups of coffee right before the game, and like shaking. The whole table is shaking when he's in time pressure. Bob, is that you? Is that Bob? Dr. Alenkov. Technically, it's Dr. Alenikov. Chess is an experience. I've had funny stories. I should definitely write a book of mine. My experiences someday. So now you play d5. I don't really want to trade the dark square bishop now. Or do I? Wasn't Walter pretty lean, though? Well, yeah, I mean, he wasn't fat. It wasn't like he was like obese and shaking the table with his massive belly or something. He was small. You know, smaller. He wasn't big. But he was shaking. He had incredible nervous energy. It actually made it difficult for me to concentrate. When he was in time pressure, he was crazy. But that I kind of forgive people for, you know. That wasn't like what my like opponent was doing. If they're just like nervous naturally, it's hard to be angry at them for that, you know. Though I think it makes it hard for the opponent in time pressure. Definitely. Alexander Ivanov always looked like he was having like some sort of seizure. I told the story about once I was playing Ivanov when he was in like his insane time pressure on an analog clock. He had like a minute left for the game, I don't know. And he was slightly worse in some kind of position where I had maybe 5 minutes and he has or even more, and he has like seconds left or a minute. He was like hyperventilating, and I didn't think it was funny personally, but I had a friend like come up to the board to watch, and he just arrived in the room and saw Ivanov like rocking back and forth and hyperventilating. Like, it looked pretty ridiculous, considering it's just a game or whatever. And he started laughing, I just started to like, I just started to see him laughing, and it made me start laughing. It was that mutual sort of thing, where the other person, it's like contagious. It was really embarrassing because Ivanov's a friend of mine, sort of, but still, it was like an absurd situation. I couldn't contain myself. Like, I started to laugh. I don't remember what happened. I think I didn't lose. I guess it was a draw somehow. I don't remember. I didn't win, and I didn't lose it. That leaves us with a draw. I don't remember how it happened, though. I think it was a draw. But I just started laughing. Not for very long, but just for a couple seconds. How to make progress here. Dr. Alenkov with knight h5. Subtle Catalan style. Yeah, I'm trying to make progress, but Dr. Alenkov. Testing my understanding of the Catalan. What is White's plan exactly? just sort of feeling him out with bishop f4, bishop g5. Anonymous? You're not anonymous then. c5, a4. Does that win a pawn? I didn't check with my engine. I don't have the engine running, so I don't know. Is that what the engine says? c5? I'm not going to play it then. I don't want to I don't want to play the engine suggestion, but yeah, I don't like this move positionally. c5. Ivanov is really good at blindfold analysis, so I think he liked like analyzing without seeing the board. Sometimes somehow you can see without being biased by the current position or something. Maybe that's easier to some people. If you're really good at blindfold chess, you might even like better than looking at the actual position, just seeing a blank slate in your mind. I can understand that. Interesting offer to open the G file. Someone that sounded a true D4 player. It's actually quite dangerous, you know, if white is in castle. I mean, what am I trying to say? Can be dangerous. If he can play g5, if black is in castle is what I'm trying to say. He could play like h6 and g5. Take on f4. If he's not castled, he can do... Aldisto tried to do that to me recently in a game. What I was trying to say was if black isn't castled, he can try to do bishop f4, gf4, h6, g5, stuff like that. Try to open that file. When he's castled, someone unsound, that's not dangerous. For me, it can be a good attacking line. I don't think you're up on your white side of the Stonewall Dutch too much lately. Solid position for black here. But we got the C file. It's not a lot, it's something. Black's about equal after this, actually. Maybe I was better off playing e4. I think I was better off playing e4. Now I have almost nothing. Thankfully. Nothing, to be exact. Almost nothing. Maybe just nothing. Sans the almost. Open files are overrated. Bishop a6. Do I have some sort of trick now? Maybe. So knight e5, knight e5, pawn e5, knight g4 leaves two pawns hanging simultaneously. That's going to be kind of a problem. I would love to play knight e5 if I could get away with it. I think I have to defend the pawn. Sadly, black nearly equalizes now completely. Yeah, this is badly played. But I don't gravitate to our anti-positional moves. The suggestion of c5 earlier at move 12. Okay, it's natural to try to trap the bishop. But I didn't want to allow a4 in favorable circumstance. Here it works because a4, a3, bishop a5, queen a4 wins a pawn. In the Bogo Indian, oftentimes, like, it just gets white in trouble. Yeah, well, I mean, it's different when you're streaming. You have a very, like, objective view. I'm distracted by the chat and stuff. It's hard to concentrate. But I don't like playing c5. You know, that's not the plan that I'm looking for when I'm playing the white side of a Catalan or something. I have a thing against that. I'm less likely to find that move than a lot of people. It's an anti-positional move. It's a draw now. You can just give him a draw and go on to the next game. This wasn't well played. I mean, I might be able to beat him, but it's actually a very boring position. Actually, I'm not interested in playing this game anymore. I played badly, I have no advantage, you know, or almost nothing. So that's why I offered a draw. Just go on to the next game. This is really bad, though. I have almost nothing here. The knight b8 isn't a great move, though. I don't think you should play that. This is a very bad decision to play cd. e4 was strong. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not well concentrated, though. Like, I kind of wanted to play e4, then forgot about it. I was actually planning on playing e4. So, that's like when I got my queen trapped against Zen chess. I saw queen queen a4, bishop c6, but then forgot. It would be better just to play and not commentate for the level of my play. Alright. I play better if I'm not streaming. Health Master. It's very distracting, you know, chatting and then going back to the position. In a simul game last week against Nefedov, I thought, oh, he played a good game. And then I looked at it, and I just like could have taken a bishop with check on g5. It was funny. I was black in a Sicilian Dragon, and I played like bishop g4, bishop takes knight on f3 at one point. He takes back with the g-pawn, which destroys his king side. His king is sitting there on the open g-file with his bishop on g5. And at one point, it's protected by the queen on d2. One point I played queen a5, sacked in exchange with rook takes knight on c3. And of course he has to take back with the pawn, keeping his bishop protected by the queen on d2. But I'm going from game to game and coming back, and I come back to the game, and like Nefedov like played queen takes my exchange sack on c3. And I'm sitting there, and I just came back to the position while playing like 20 other boards. And I don't see that his queen is hanging. I mean, his bishop is hanging on g5 with check. You know, it's like, how is that even possible? Even playing like 25 board simul, how can I not see like my queen is attacking his bishop on g5 with check? It's insane, you know. e4 is a pile of bricks. What does that mean? I have a better excuse than you, Nefedov, because I was playing 25 boards. I was surprised that you played g takes f, though. Why? I mean, that was totally like shocking to me. Why would you play g takes f? Was there no other recapture? Your queen was already on d2. Was that your only option at the time? To take with a g-pawn? Bishop g4 is not the main move. I've thought about playing this move. I think it's even discussed by Garry Kasparov in one book. But I had some issue with it. This is not really good unless you can play g5. That's an idea Korchnoi like. Maybe e5. What are you talking about? e4 was great. Playing e4. You had to do gf as I had no other takes. Okay. I didn't remember if your queen was on d1 or d2 at the time. So when I play bishop g4, I'll have to look back at that. I remember being surprised you took with the g-pawn, but that's not really logical if you had no other captures. So bishop h5, I don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. I played this variation with black, but I've never played bishop g4, bishop h5. I've never played bishop g4. I guess we go for d4. But then F5, you played great after you hung that piece. With check. You played a great game after that. Faked me out. You would never have guessed what? In the last game, e4. Yeah, it's standard Catalan plan. I don't know why I changed my mind at the last minute. I wanted to play e4. When you get that symmetrical position I had against Dr. Allen, a lot of times like there's nothing. Like what I had there was typical. You penetrate to the 7th rank and you have no advantage. It's pretty standard actually. I know better than that, you know, not to play CD and Queen C7. The disco and slippers sounds fun, man. Especially you have lots of money. I kind of like that idea. Maybe it was lost. Lost in Google Translate. He said something in French, and the Google Translate equated it to going to the disco in slippers. I'm better at joking around than playing serious chess, though. Well, I don't think Kasparov, like, seriously played the Rossolimo. Although he started doing all kinds of weird things in his quote-unquote old age. He was playing, like, the Queen's Gambit Accepted. What's that about? Why was Kasparov... Kasparov, I don't know why he even, like... He just wanted to help Kramnik become world champion or something. It doesn't seem like he cared. Once he got the payoff from Deep Blue or whatever, he was a different Kasparov. CD4, ED4. So now, for my next trick, this is a better Nefedov position though. You can definitely play Queen D4 here. I'm allergic to G4. Queen A4 is interesting. Why don't we try that? Takes me a long time to find obvious moves, usually. We're very creative around here. I like to have a kind of wide view of the position. Consider all my options. Yeah, this is looking pretty irrelevant. That's the problem, you know. Anytime you play Bishop G4 in a dark square pawn structure type position. Yeah, but I'm excited to go to the disco with slippers on. It sounds fun. It's kind of cool. It's been a while. But it's a very European thing to do. Europeans are wearing your slippers everywhere. So do you think the ambulance and the dogs are just like white noise, fake sounds that I'm pumping in there? I don't really live in Budapest. I secretly live in Nigeria, and I just have these like Budapest sounds. It's cheaper here in Nigeria. Saving money. I really live in Lagos. And I'm a email spammer. No, those are real Hungarian dogs you hear. Wow, A6, pulling the trigger on the discovery, allowing the discovery. He's not afraid. That's painful for me. Very disappointed. I guess I have to take here with the bishop. Now what about my b2 pawn? R2, b2. Black's development leaves a little something to be desired, but he's still in the game. R2, b2. Relevance of bishop h5 is questioned. We could sack a pawn. Bob, sack a pawn. No discoveries that really have a lot of effect here. Discoveries are overrated. Maybe knight a3, knight c4. I mean, I want to open up the position, but it's not that simple. How can I finish him off here? Rook c1, knight e7, and we'll just go with development. I'm threatening knight d5. I just don't know what it does. Should give a dirty look. I don't discriminate. Dogs, pigeons, whatever. Queen b7. Good square. I've employed that exact motif myself with black. On the black side of a Rossalimo. I have to admit. Knight d5 with no threat. Shall we develop something? Knight f5, knight d5. Black's doing a great job surviving here, frankly. We're not interested in your computer analysis, thanks. Especially during the game. So please don't do that. Computer's already destroying chess. We don't need computer analysis during the game. After is good enough. There's the ambulance. Oh my god. Blobix. The dogs, then the ambulance, right? That's the order in which it comes. Maybe it is a conspiracy. No, Health Master, we don't take kindly to time adding. I've actually timed people out or blocked them for that. Queen b7 is ugly. I like that square. I don't have a white square bishop. It controls the b file. I don't think you should blame it on queen b7. Black's other pieces are... This should be on d7. The bishop should be on d7. Then black wouldn't have any serious problems. It's a beautiful queen. It has the diagonal, this. You're misrepresenting your distaste for black's position. I think this isn't the problem. It's sidestepping all the knights. It's a nice safe spot. There seems to be a collision at c6. Well, I think they are freeing up ambulance. There are ambulances that are freeing up hospital beds, very likely for. But we had them anyway. Like it's probably just the standard ambulances. We don't have as bad a pandemic here as a lot of places, though the government doesn't really communicate to the public very well, as in many countries. I don't think the pandemic is that bad here. Like Central Eastern Europe got kind of lucky to some degree. Greece, for example, wants to start up tourism because they've been so unscathed. They locked down really early. They did a good job, you know. This region, from say like Slovakia down through Greece, probably one of the less affected regions of the world. We've been really lucky. I mean, I don't want to be in the United States right now. Black did a great job just surviving here. Another ambulance. But now he's pushed the envelope too far. He had the castle. That was his only chance. I mean, castles puts up pretty good resistance. Now you just lose a lot of material. Even saw that. He sees everything. Where's the mate? Damn. Health Master, making it close. Guys, I'm going to go after another game or so. I'm not going to get to all these challenges, but Bishop G4. That might have even been recommended by Kasparov. I don't believe in it, though. I don't think it's good. I looked at this. So I got it right. Like, C3 is the best move. It took me forever to figure it out. I looked at this a long time ago, like last year. Yeah. The plan is to play C3 and D4. Yeah, Kasparov did have a game. Didn't Kasparov have a game with like Bishop D7, C3? Yeah. But honestly, like, Coach he didn't play it very much. You know, this is actually a really tricky move for white, C3. Because if black plays what, A6 here, white gets a pretty good game, I would think. C3 is an interesting move order, but anyway, that's against Bishop D7. I think this variation is pretty troublesome for black, actually. I'm pretty much going to stop playing it because it's not good enough. I think against the Rossalimo, you have to either play g6 or e6. Maybe, okay, you can play knight f6. You can play knight f6, but you're going to have to play this line with knight f6. This may not be that bad for black. I'm not sure what the status of that is. Anand has played that and stuff. But I pretty much am giving up on this variation for black. Bishop e5, d6. It's just not good enough. It's just trouble. But anyway, here, I had never faced this. e5 is obviously bad. But I think everything's bad for black here. The engine has it at about 0.9. 0.9. Not a good, not a good opening if you're 0.9. And that's a credible variation that's been played by Bent Larson, Lembedol, I told you, the evil stare, and Tibiakov. Lots of good players, but this variation is dubious for black. Okay, Baleful. This will be our last game for today, guys. Gotta go. Throw in a d4. Sharapov. Lionel Messi, Sicilian Defense, and Jaden. I've got to go, guys. Come and join me for my simul on Sunday. I host a stream every... I host a stream... every Sunday evening. Simul stream here on lichess. We're going to go with h4. For the Ponda, for the win. Inspired by Bob. Bob's game was Skewerly we looked at yesterday. The last game in our game analysis. Alyekin. Bob playing the white side of the Alyekin. So I went with h4. I'm not planning on castling king side routinely here. Yeah, bishop f6. I don't know what to recommend there. Maybe knight e7 is the best move, no? Is that a problem because of knight e4? Ooh, you could be in trouble really early here. I think that might actually be good for me. So he's in big trouble. I don't feel bad. I lost to someone on sound like this once trying to play like the modern defense. Knight e4. This doesn't look great for black. Well, it's not easy. I play badly because my level of play goes down because I am commentating on the games. I made a number of like really blatant mistakes today. Getting my queen trapped in chess 960 because I'm too busy like commentating. That's why I play with increment, with the time increment. I never used to play ever with increment, time control. But here, because I want to take time to explain ideas to people, we're playing that extra time I'm getting, 6 + 3 seconds. I prefer to use this time control so that we can make it instructive. I personally prefer to play like 5-0 for time control in blitz. But it takes a lot of time, to practice, and I've been playing chess for 30 years. But my level is definitely like reduced because I'm talking, I don't play as well. I don't prefer increment, but I do it for the sake of the stream. Plus, like every tournament now, if you play over the board, every game is time increment. It's just a standard thing now. So it's best to get used to it, but they're very different. Like over the board, I'm not very good at the 30-second increments. 30-second increments seem like a lot of time, and they're a lot more than 5 seconds or 3 seconds, but at the same time, I've struggled a little bit not really knowing how to handle like a 30-second time increment. I guess you should sort of learn how to build up your time bank, so to speak. But I get really panicky over the board games. We want to take with a knight here, maybe. It's possible to take with a pawn, though. Pawn. It's a tough call. But, like, really ridiculous. I get distracted easily. The game that I lost against Zen Chess, not to keep making excuses, but I saw that my queen was getting trapped and I did it anyway. Because I just forgot, you know. Getting old. I call it chess dementia. Hopefully it's not contagious. But my chess dementia seems to be getting worse. Well, Curiosity SE, I try to make the point to people that the number one priority should be position. And when you play with increment, that becomes the case. Much more clearly. If you play without increment, you know, as John Fedorovich used to say, he liked the little plastic clocks that were analog. And he said he was a fast player, so he didn't want to know how much time he had, because he always had more time than his opponents. But when you're playing with increment, people are getting time back. You can't put time ahead of the position in terms of priority. It's really, really important that you never ever let that happen. The first game I ever played with increment or time delay, I lost because I tried to flag my opponent. That's pretty much the basic first thing you should learn not to do. You can't play like it's sudden death time. It's the easiest way to lose. Or I guess d5 is just good here. Is bishop f5 going to be a problem? Maybe it is. Let's play a3. But it's an art form. Like, first you have to be good, and then you can be fast. Somebody, one of our viewers, and a friend, Morwa, who's a really good bullet player here. He's a kid. He's very, very fast. He played a game with Anish Giri the other day and 1-0, and Giri just like tore him apart. You know, he played badly and he was just nervous and played a lot of bad moves. But the interesting thing about Giri was that he wasn't just making moves. He was like playing really good moves. It was a 1-0 time control, and Giri was able to play like it was a normal game. You know, he played literally like the same way he would play in a 5-0 game or a 10-0 game or a 60-minute game or a 2 hours game, just faster. Giri actually played like perfectly, you know, normal chess. Not any tricks, not weird chess because it's bullet, nothing like that. You know, he just playing correct moves, you know. But that's the thing you got to understand. It takes, first of all, you have to be a strong player. You know, if you're never going to be a strong player, this is a good move by Black. Then maybe you can start playing for tricks. But I think you should first try to just play really good chess as the priority. All right, knight g4, tricky move. But even Roman, who I know really well, or used to know really well, he's an extremely positional player. Of course, he can play for tricks like anybody else, but inherently positional style. King b8, good defense by Black. Guarding against c-file pressure. Black's taken an awful opening and made it look almost okay here. Well, I think, like, talking about people from that time, you mentioned Dlugi earlier. Coach Ah. He was Mr. Fast, but Dlugi is, like, trickier, you know. I mean, Dlugi was fast both online and in over-the-board blitz. But a way different style, like way like trickier. cheap, tricky tactics, sleazy, you know, hanging your rook on purpose type stuff to take the other guy's rook, you know. Roman was just a natural chess machine. Well, I guess Geary was just online, Jim, and just challenged him. It didn't seem like a tournament, man. I think he just probably like flat out challenged him to a 1-0 game. And it was really bad, though. Morwa played the Rossalimo Sicilian. No, he played the Bishop e5 check Sicilian against Geary. Probably a bad decision since Carlsen loves that. You know, it's like Magnus's favorite line. Probably not a really good choice. You know, to pick like Magnus's favorite variation to play against one of the top players in the world. Everyone is like preparing for Magnus all the time. And then Morwa did a bad thing. He like just voluntarily traded his bishop on c6 for no reason at all. On d7, excuse me. It was like bishop e5 check, knight d7. Geary plays the critical line. And then Morwa just like did bishop takes d7 check for no reason. Because he's playing Geary and he's a world top player, and he was probably nervous and just wanted to make a quick move. But this is my point, you know. Then you're doing it wrong. I mean, if you're going to blatantly make a bad move on move 4 because it's bullet chess and you're just trying to make fast moves, that's the lesson that I'm trying to make. You know, you have to put the first priority in playing the best moves always. That has to be important. The number one priority first, and then time comes second. So first you become really good, and then you get faster and faster. But this is the proper way to do it. Another interesting defense, knight a5 now. A really irritating move. Threatening knight c4. I guess I'm just better here, but of course, Jim, you can't try to play correct moves with less than 5-10 seconds in bullet. But I mean, on move 3, really, we're gonna play bishop takes d7 check because it's just a quick move. But that's stupid. I mean, you know, we can't do that. And that's the kind of thing that you start doing, because it's like bad habits, you know. He's just like playing like the worst move you can think of. This is the first one you can think of, you know. I'm gonna get mated on a3 by a queen here. I never studied people's bullet play. You obviously, you know, thought about it. Okay, this is a really bad mistake, it looks like. I missed that. I guess the mistake wasn't quite as bad as we thought. Knight f2. I'm getting a little dizzy, frankly. I haven't played Baleful in, I don't know. He's got 1.5 score against me. That's weird. I don't remember last time we played. What a weird position. Knight check. Tough to see that. You're talking too much. Getting distracted. Kind of an important move there for white. I almost didn't play it. I don't know how long it's been in the position. Still not over. FIDE blitz ratings, highly suspicious. But at that level, maybe not. I guess they have enough blitz games that the FIDE ratings might be relevant. For the general population, that's not the case. You know, for the general population, like, the FIDE blitz ratings are irrelevant, and not enough people have even played. But I guess for the top 50, it's probably relevant. Anyway, thank you guys for the games. Interesting stream today. Thanks everybody for supporting the stream if you can. Generous donation from Zen Chess. And I'd like to just remind everybody that we have a simul on Sunday here at 6:30 p.m. every Sunday, CEST. Thanks, guys, for playing. I'm sorry for those of you who didn't get to play. I try to take as many challenges as I can. But with my chess dementia, it's getting harder and harder. I will see you all on Sunday. Thanks to Mr. Coffee for being our moderator. Thanks all the regulars and the new people as well for joining us. Thanks for being a member of the Gorillas team. Hey, I'm not a gorilla. Where's Blavix? Tell Blavix. Hey, what is it with gorillas anyway? Huh? You have a problem? You have a problem with Panda? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Take care.